Come lay your mercy down on me. When I'm old and gray, come lay your mercy down on me. We'll give God your thanks and praise.
So we're a little over halfway to Hawaii right now, and just like we anticipated based on the models and data, as we got about to the halfway point, the winds went from being predominantly north to northeast to being mainly east now, which has not been so favorable. It's downwind, which technically should be nicer, but it is a pain in the dick. We can't get the boat to behave right. It's been fluky. We've been going around in circles, waking up in the middle of the night, not going the right way. And none of us thought that a whisker pole was going to be necessary for 1,000 miles of downwind sailing for whatever reason. So we found ourselves out here with no whisker pole or anything, and a pretty big downwind leg on our journey. What you doing there, Josh?
Making a spinnaker pole. What was that? An ounce of prevention. You don't have to do this shit.
So we're out here and about 6 foot seas. Taking a duke. Bam. Whoa. God, look at you. Unfortunately, we noticed our VHF antenna's fucked. See it up there? It's a fucking bummer. Major bummer. So we're running off Prey IS now, and it kind of sucks because, you know, like, we haven't seen another ship or anything out here since since we left, like, Avalon. So it's been about 2 weeks. We've been out here like 2 weeks, 3 days. Say like the second day off Avalon we saw one. That was about it. But, you know, we're out in the middle, 100 miles east of Hawaii right now. And as we get closer, it's just gonna get more dangerous. There's gonna be more traffic. So we're pretty bummed about losing that AIS antenna, but it'll be okay. Just have to work a little harder, be more vigilant. Finally getting sporty again for the first time in a few. So the other night, we broke our VHF antenna and the swell. So to Hawaii with nothing but Prey IS. Keep us in your prayers. God, please don't let a cargo ship run us over.
And if we do get run over, let us survive and let it be a Carnival cruise ship.
Yeah, let it be a Carnival cruise ship. Something with cages around the props. God damn it. It's gorgeous though. Wow. Yeah, we're let's see, we're about 700 miles or so, like 750 miles east of Hawaii, kind of northeast of Hawaii right now, but predominantly east. So we're trying to point about 210 degrees magnetic west-southwest, and that should take us there eventually, a couple days from now, about a week from now. Closer than we've ever been, but
Still a different distance from Key West to Virginia.
Yeah.
But that's close.
It's closer than we've ever been, that's for sure. Here, you want to hold the helm tight while I adjust the vane? No, what a much more comfortable point of sail, though. We're just pounding for a second. I've been sleeping for like 2 days, just trying to get there. It's like, I've been dreaming about surfing and women for 2 days straight. Been hard out here, but
Salty.
yeah, we've only showered once, and what's this, day 18 or 19?
19.
Day 19, and we've been going strong off baby white baths and like one actual swim.
I thought there was going to be a lot more flying fish on our deck, but we've actually had a lot more squid.
Have we had more squid?
I found like 3 today.
Wow,
Yeah.
that's awesome. Yeah, so far we've seen seabirds, squid, we've seen like some unidentified fish jumping around.
Possibly an albatross.
Yeah, I think we've seen an albatross, and then we've seen a bunch of seabird flying fish, like little guys here and there. Surprising amount of plastic trash, especially a couple of days ago when we were right, almost near like the center point between Hawaii and California. Just an absurd amount of plastic waste. You'd see like, I'd say a piece go by the boat within close proximity once every 5 to 10 minutes,
A lot of nets, a lot of loose ropes.
Yeah, nets, loose ropes, bits of plastic, buckets, just shit, garbage, which is very sad. I mean, we're out here in like the greatest wilderness of all, and there's nothing but water and air and plastic to be seen, but there's sea left in it. Man, it almost looks prettier through the camera than it does in real life. Right now, it's like all golden. It's incredible. Man, what else has happened? We broke our VHF. We improvised a whisker pole for a couple of days on the downwind leg. We're getting by on a broad reach now.
So we are about 600 miles from Big Island, Hawaii.
Making good way.
Yeah, we've made quite a bit of progress since last time we talked to you guys. Boat's been holding up really well. Had a couple of small things break down. The roller furling broke-ish. It's like about halfway.
Yeah, so like the actual sleeve that goes around the forestay that the sail fits into the track of.
Yeah, that just like broke. So it kind of like doesn't furl up as evenly as is preferable, but it's been doing a good job. Still got a furling furling head sail. Mm-hmm. And our antenna broke off the other day.
Yeah, that's no good.
It broke the other day, finally fell off this morning. It was pretty beat up. Tried to catch it, landed on me. fell overboard.
Josh was sleeping right here, and I was sleeping right in the bunk right here next to the under the other settee, and I hear we hit a wave, and I hear this thwack, and Josh is like, antenna hit me.
So
yeah, so and our batteries, we've had
yeah.
battery issues. So our house battery bank is comprised of 2 lead acids, like 100 amp hours each, and they're just basic Walmart batteries, and they're pretty compromised. Like the ones that were in the boat were about 10 years old, so right before we left, we made it an effort to go and replace them with 2 brand new ones. And honestly, I think the issue is we ran them dead with the tiller pilot at the very beginning of the journey, and we just didn't have an adequate way to charge them. We have a second battery bank as a redundancy, which is brand new lithium that Josh bought, and that's also 200 amp hours. So we had that hooked to an inverter, which we were using as like a secondary charging source for our navigation equipment, cell phones, vital electronics, so that we had multiple sources of power to charge from. And we had that being topped off by the 400 watts of solar, so that it would maintain our refrigeration setup for us as well, which it's been doing fantastic. But unfortunately, the lead acids just haven't been able to keep up with the AIS power demands and the running lights at night.
Which is convenient, because now we don't have AIS.
Yeah.
So
I think today, kind of in better spirits. The last, like the mid-period was really difficult for me. The beginning of the trip was exciting, and now as we're kind of nearing the end of it, I'm getting excited again to reach land. But I'd say there's a good week chunk in the middle that had its highs and lows, but it was mainly just it's kind of rough. You've been at sea for 8-9 days straight, and you had another at least 10 to 12 plus left to go, and I was just started dreaming about land and surfing and stretching my legs again, and I've taken a real shower, even though actually I took my second shower in the passage today out of a bucket with the salt water, and I feel a lot better than I have being all grimy.
I took a French bath the other day, washed my hair. Still riding on that. I could use a shower. Yeah, that second week was it was nice because we were just riding the same tack, didn't have a lot of sail maintenance to do, just putting reefs in at night, taking them out in the morning, and that was pretty much all the maintenance we had to do. We were pretty close to the Doldrums. It was 4 days ago, 5 days ago, and we were in the dead middle pretty much. And that's where we stalled out, and kind of coming out of the funk of just almost 2 weeks riding the same tack, just cruising. It's cold, gray, rainy, and all of a sudden it kind of started to get a little bit more sunny. We weren't moving. There's trash everywhere. We've been seeing we were seeing a lot of trash consistently. It's buoys
every 5-10 minutes.
Yeah,
right by the boat.
Buckets, a lot of fishing nets, buoys, pretty much you name it. There's some garbage out here. But
it's gotten interesting too, making a game out of it, we were searching for valuables, kept hyping ourselves up about finding a bale or a duffel bag full of money, or coming across
yeah, we definitely didn't find any duffel bag full of money, right, Alex?
Definitely not. And so we started off on a pretty close haul to Beam Reach, and we were on a port tack, right? Or no, starboard tack. Sails on the port side, wind on starboard, and running east straight off of Avalon, and we ran like that for probably yeah, about 2 weeks until we hit the Doldrums spot where we were getting really close to that high pressure zone in the middle of the Pacific where the garbage patch is and stuff, and definitely became a lot flukier, a lot lighter. We'd lose wind. So, as the day goes on, there's a high pressure time, a lower pressure time of the day, a higher pressure time, and a lower pressure time, just like tides in a way. And when we hit those high pressures times of the day, almost the wind would lull out like on schedule every let's say 6 to 8 hours. It would lull out for a little bit and then kind of get fluky. So we struggled. We made the whisker pole. Well, we improvised like 3
couple
or
different
4
ideas.
whisker poles because we kept breaking them. And at the end, we ended up recycling a broken oar that we broke as we left Avalon, taking off on the beach. We snapped an oar on the rocks.
I was actually thinking about taking the other oar. I think we might get a little more length out of that.
Yeah.
Than need be.
Well, once we tacked pretty far north, trying to run from Calvin because we were very concerned about that veering more northeast or northwest than we anticipated. But fortunately, it stayed well away from us, and we've had very fair weather. But as we started to tack south again, and we had our improvised whisker pole wing on wing action going, we ended up getting to a spot where now for the last 3 days we've been running on a broad reach on a port tack tack, and boat's been doing okay. We're pointing right on the edge of what the wind vane in the sails can handle without excessive flogging. We have to mess with it a bit more than we did when we were close hauled. When we were close hauled, we didn't touch the boat for 2 weeks, but running wing on wing was super finicky and frustrating. And this broad reach has been manageable as long as we've got it balanced and the wind vane set right. The boat's handling well. So, what else do you want to add to that? What's the sailing been like?
It's been fun. Mm-hmm. It's kind of like day sailing, just you do it every day. Then, yeah, it's just been a really refreshing time. Kind of a lot of groggy moments, but overall, can't escape it. You're out here, just gotta enjoy it. Mm-hmm. Pass the time, enjoy the time while you're out here.
Yeah,
it's breathtaking. It's weird being out here, and you're just kind of messing with the sails and stuff, and you're just kind of used to being really close to shore. So in your head, it's just going down the coast, and then you kind of just look around, and then just no coast.
Nothing.
It's about as far from the coast as you could possibly be.
And we can only see 13, 14 miles to the horizon on a clear day, which means that when you start to really think about the numbers, you're just
I don't really think about that anymore. Sticking your head out, and it's just outer space.
That's
just oh, I'm not gonna hang out too much longer out here. I'm thinking too much.
That's a point I really wanted to touch too, was nighttime has been one of the most surreal things to me. You get kind of used to the just expanse, and it's so detailed and so beautiful and ever changing, but it's also so consistently tones of blue. You got tones of blue and gray in the sky, and you got tones of darker blue in the water, and with hints of these sapphire colors as the sun comes out, but it's all just tones of blue. During the daytime, and you get used to that a little bit, but at night, it's still, just like Josh said, the just unending void still kind of strikes a weird chord in my heart when I go outside at night. And I think some of the most exhilarating, amazing moments that we've had on the passage so far have been when it picks up heavy at night and we have to put a reef in the main.
Yeah.
And I get to fucking suit up in like the foul weather gear and my PFD with like the EPIRB and the strobe light and the knife strapped to the vest and your fucking harness, and you clip in and you crawl up to the mast, and like all around you is just the blackest black. When we get clear skies, gorgeous stars.
Yes. When there's stars, it's been like the best stars you ever seen in your life.
But overall, it's like nothing.
It's like a vacuum.
Yeah, and you can only see the deck of the boat. There's just like the blackest blackness, nothingness all around you, and there's just like these phantom forces of the wind and the waves just slamming the boat. You're up on deck, crawling to the mast, the boat's overpowered, the rails start to dig in on the gust, she's rounding up, and sails are flogging, and everything's vibrating, and you're just clinging on, not really sure when the next swell's going to turn everything sideways again. And you get up there and you just do it. You let the halyard loose, you cinch down the jiffy line for whatever reef you're going to put in, you clip in the reef point on the on the foot, and you tighten it up and you get back into the safety of the cockpit as soon as you can. And the adrenaline from those moments, just the void all around you screaming, and like knowing that if you left the boat, that'd be it.
Mentioning the flogging, when like the sails start whipping around and stuff, the furling line has been getting caught up underneath the furler and like getting caught. We had the head sail got fouled up the other day, and like went up, got the furling line undone, then sail started whipping around again, furled it in, got all tangled, and that was probably the worst the worst mess we've had out here so far.
Yeah, that was the closest to a big whoopsie we've had.
But obviously it happened at night, because if it's gonna happen, it's gonna happen at night.
Yeah.
But it came undone very nicely, and head sail's still good, furling's still good. Still broken, but still good.
Yeah, it's functioning.
Yeah, it's doing its job.
Man, we've been very blessed. We've had fantastic wind. The seas have ranged anywhere from, I think the calmest day we had was like a mellow 2 foot near the Doldrums on a light day, to consistently probably 5 to 6. It's about 5 to 6 right now. It's peaked at like 7 to 8. We've had some nights that were getting up to 10, and it was getting gusty.
That was pretty cool.
Yeah, it was awesome.
Almost wish it happened during the day so we could have actually seen the rollers better.
Yeah.
But we had a couple days. It's really hard to get the perspective on the camera of going down to the troughs, because it's impressive how big they are.
Yeah.
But you take a picture of it, it just looks like a video of the ocean. But you're sitting there, you just drop down into them. And you're up at the top of them looking down at them.
When you're at the bottom of some of the biggest ones, the tops, when it gets to 8 to 10 foot, the tops of the peaks are easily, well above the cabin house. And there's been a couple of moments when I'm just looking for too long at the oncoming seas, and you get this weird sensation in your gut every now and then, man, if that thing toppled over for whatever reason, it'd be swallowed. But never once did I really seriously have a concern so far. We've had very mild weather. Before I came out here to do this, I was thinking that this was going to be a test of fear, and that was kind of the big initial hurdle, was just the uncertainty of, I felt like I was ready to do this, especially with the company of somebody as able and skilled as Josh here.
Well, thank you.
I felt that, we had the ability to, but just having never done it before, there's that big, jump off that cliff that it was hard to get over a little bit. It wasn't too difficult for me, but it was what I thought would be the biggest hurdle. And maybe it was, because once I got out here, that all dissolved. And you know, a couple days into the passage, like all the fear and anxiety and everything. Heck, the first day of the passage, by the time we were leaving Avalon, I felt fantastic. I wasn't even really anxious about the overall trip. But really what it's evolved into has just been like a test of will, of like, can you keep your sanity together and like not just fall into the slump of like, can you stay grateful for it all and also stay, keep from getting complacent, you know, because it all seems so nice when it's nice. But
Yeah.
we've even had a couple moments where it got serious enough that it was like, if we slip up here, we're going to lose our lives. And that's any moment out here, especially without your friend awake, like when Josh is asleep. Just don't leave the cabin unless I'm plugged in for either of us.
Yeah.
It's like really bad.
Nobody wants to die taking a dump.
No, no, or die out here alone in the ocean.
Yeah.
That would be quite terrible. So, and if one of us fell over out here in the dark without a light, even if the other was on deck and watched it happen,
Yeah, it's gone. They're gone.
they're gone. The spotlight, it's so dark out here at night that the spotlight just, it goes about 20, 30 feet around the boat and it shines a little tiny spot in the water, and other than that, the blackness just swallows it. Like,
Honestly, when it's big out here, if you're in the water, you're gone.
yeah.
Like, well, the menu out here has been terrific. I'm kind of looking forward to
Been well fed.
looking forward to having non-processed food. Oh, they process food, but not as much.
Right.
Like, it's kind of like, I don't know, if a toddler went shopping, it's cheesy crackers, mac and cheese, spaghetti,
Dehydrated and canned rations for the most part is what we're left with.
a lot of candy.
We've eaten most of the candy.
We've eaten a lot of candy. Like, the most candy I've ever eaten in my life.
We've eaten collectively, between the two of us, we probably had like 8 pounds of candy.
It's a lot of candy.
How many crackers you think?
We've eaten a
Thousands of
shocking
crackers.
amount of crackers. Like,
A grocery cart full of crackers.
yeah, hundreds and hundreds.
But the hey, the dollar store bread's not moldy yet. And,
Yeah, that's surprising.
we got limes left and some onions
And garlic,
and garlic.
a lot of olive oil,
We still have some canned fruit, some frozen veggies and stuff.
got some cheese,
Yeah.
got some bacon, got some eggs.
Plenty of canned meat. We've got a lot of stuff to mix with canned meat, so it's not so bad. Pretty much been pasta and rice dishes with different types of frozen, dehydrated, or canned veggies and seasonings.
We
That's
still
about
have
it.
coffee.
Yeah.
That was a major concern.
Lots of tobacco.
Still have lots of tobacco.
Yeah. We were well provisioned.
We have a lot of tea, too.
And
I feel like British merchants. Coffee, tobacco, and tea.
we got way more than enough water too. We've got I feel really good about that. I think we've used like 20 gallons of water,
Yeah,
and we brought 100 in drinking water and like 20 of washing water. So we've probably used, like, if I had to estimate, maybe less than 5 gallons of washing water,
yeah.
fresh water, and 20 gallons of drinking water. So we still have another 80 of drinking water left, and we could do without the wash water. We've been washing ourselves, our dishes, our laundry, and salt water, so it's not so bad. Falling off and starting to gust. Would you do it again?
Kinda gotta.
Yeah, I would do it again. Unless you want to sell the boat, you gotta do it again.
Yeah. I like Leela. I don't want to sell her.
Yeah, she's a good boat. That's one thing I'd like to say, I suppose, before we go, is been very blessed. Josh, mind if I tell him how much you bought this boat for?
Go right ahead.
Josh paid $6,000 for this boat, which is just shocking. She's got a beautiful diesel in her, incredible bones. There's no sign of any major failures structurally in the vessel since we've been underway. Everything has been fantastic. The rigging's wonderful. The sails that we have on here have been great. Other than
We have a second set of sails and a spinnaker.
yeah,
We got
the
a kick butt wind vang.
yeah, the wind vane, fantastic electrical, plumbing, diesel tank. It works. I mean, a beautiful, beautiful boat, very well maintained. And the gentleman who owned it before, I think we said this in other videos, just did an incredible job taking care of her. Josh really got her for a steal. I think he probably put another, this is ballpark figures, but would you say you put in, from buying the boat to being ready for this journey, for provisions and gear and everything that you invested in, plus what was on the boat, what did you put in?
Probably, like, after paying for the boat,
Yeah.
probably $4 or $5 grand.
So plus the 6, and then I put in for everything that I needed as far as my gear was concerned, and helping with provisions and stuff. I put in another, I'd say 4 to 5 as well. I spent about 6. It'll probably be near 7 by the time I leave Hawaii and pay for my plane ticket and stuff. But that's including my own travels and